right, Chris Haynes is joining us. We're very excited to have you in. We've been talking about having you on the podcast for a while now, so we're excited to have you. And there's just so much to talk about because the NBA is back and there's drama right away.
Love it.
Which we knew. We weren't expecting this kind of drama, but
thankful for it.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We're always thankful for the content. Yes, we're in the content business. Dial it up. So you were at the Lakers game last night.
Correct.
Where LeBron decided to do what he usually does, which is miss free throws in the clutch.
Why did
Damn,
you
like
do
that?
what
That's how we set it up.
Joy?
That's how we set it up. Damn. You see what that?
My chair. If you can't see it,
God,
from Joy's tape, my chair literally went down.
You was up with
Oh,
me.
man.
Like my heart did when he missed those free throws.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stay here for now.
Oh man.
I'll be back up
I really
later.
feel
I'll see
bad
y'all later. I can be back later.
about
Go ahead.
laughing about that,
Go
but
ahead.
not really. Okay,
go
so
ahead.
I mean, is that what we're gonna say, or are we gonna try and
I'm
reset
coming
the
up
show?
to ask the LeBron question.
Okay.
I got it.
Oh my God. All right. Anyway, he does miss free throws in the clutch though.
Yes. I think it's safe to say I don't see LeBron doing this podcast in the near future.
No. We brought
Not near
LeBron.
future. Not near future.
Not near future. Let's some time.
About a year.
Well, we brought LeBron to LA.
We were on track for about a
First of
year.
all, while we're on that topic, LeBron should definitely do this podcast because for 4 years,
What's up?
while I was enjoying the LeBron reign in Miami, I was also vehemently defending LeBron against all naysayers all across the world.
When did it stop?
Yeah, exactly. Stop.
When he went back
Yesterday.
to Cleveland. When he went back to Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
We went back home because he went back
What do
home.
I look like? I'm from Pittsburgh.
Because he went back home.
Oh, please with this go back home stuff. Okay, where
I'm sorry.
are
I'm sorry.
you originally from?
Fresno, California.
Okay, so I understand you spent some time in Cleveland.
Yes, a
okay,
couple years.
I'm sorry about that. Lo siento.
Well, yeah,
but
I feel you.
like you're not there anymore, so we can keep it real. All right. And that was not about going home. Like it was nice. It was a nice PR spin. They had a very nice article and a very nice picture. And I get it. And there was a song that went along with it. It was perfect. I mean, Olivia Pope would be proud. Okay.
Oh, my
But let's
God.
not pretend like that wasn't about
Olivia
having
Pope.
control over the organization that Pat Riley was not about to give him.
Enlighten us, Joy. What was it about?
I mean, I just did. I mean, what's your opinion about it? That's my opinion, based off of some facts I may or may not have. But what's your opinion about it?
Man, we going back here. Okay, so my opinion at the time, I actually went to go cover LeBron when he went back to Cleveland.
Right.
He wanted to go home and win the championship. It was his career.
He missed the
would
weather.
Not, his career. No, I know that's not it. His career would not have properly been defined accurately if he didn't go back and win one for the hometown team.
Amen.
Now that he did so, that allowed him to come to LA with no backlash.
No, everything happens for a reason. I'm with you there, and that is also true. Everything that you said is true. All I'm saying is, and this was not even where we were supposed to go with this, but it's fine. All I'm saying is, had they won that championship, okay,
that last year
in Miami, the last year, you really think he would have left
Yes.
and went
Yeah,
back?
I do.
100%.
I do. I think it would have been easier then to leave after that time.
He's going to walk away from an opportunity to win another championship?
Oh, he's giving you facts right now. He would have gone back home. He had to win one in Cleveland. His biggest thing was winning one in Cleveland. He went back, did that against the best team in NBA history. Mm-hmm. Until they lost.
Historic
Until they
fashion.
lost, right?
Historic
He was
fashion.
always going to go back home and be a hero to Cleveland before he was a hero anywhere else.
Okay, all right. We agree to disagree. So
Free throws.
Free throws, yeah.
All right,
No,
free throws.
now
All
listen,
right.
I'm very excited he's in LA, to be clear. Like, I'm off the petty
I am
stuff.
too.
Like, I'm very happy he's in LA.
I'm
It's
very happy
great
to
for
be here.
everyone except for Cleveland,
Amen.
which makes me even happier that he's here in LA. So everyone's freaking out because they lost last night. I'm not really panicking at all. And I actually think, I don't believe in moral victories, so we're not going to do that. But we went over that last week. Maybe like 1%. Because Lonzo's hitting shots. Josh Hart looks great.
Yes.
And aside from the brawl, which we'll get to in a second, I don't feel bad about the direction that they're going in.
I think that I don't have a problem with what you just said in any of that. Lonzo, the jury's still out on him. For me, I'm not sold yet. I'm not sold. But Josh Hart, Kyle Kuzma, those guys legit. But I will say this. LeBron James, throughout his tenure as an NBA professional, has had problems at the free throw line, period. I trust LeBron a lot more so in the clutch when the game is actually going on, live play,
Right,
rather
of
than
course.
at the charity stripe.
Right.
So Was there a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction? Maybe, but I will tell you this. Since I've been here in LA these last 3 weeks or however long it's been, I have noticed, like, LeBron hasn't won over everybody. Like, those Kobe Sands are for real. Like, those people taking, painting over the murals of LeBron, like, this real.
That's real life. Yeah.
Like, I think it caught LeBron by surprise a little bit, too, because they were asking him some questions early on in the practice sessions, and he was like, hold on. I get the sense y'all don't know too much about me. And I think LeBron felt like everything that he did in Miami, the way he came back in historic fashion to beat the Warriors when he was with Cleveland, I think he felt like everybody had the pulse of what he was doing. That's not the case. Here in L.A., you came over here, that's great. But now, what you're going to do for us moving forward?
Yeah.
And so it's going to be tough. I think initially he might have thought he can get away with coming here and not delivering a championship. That's not going to be the case. If he doesn't come over here and deliver one,
I mean, the way we're scrutinizing these first 3 games
that's what I'm saying.
Crazy.
Well,
Like,
that had to be expected, though. Like, I don't think that overall anyone actually expects them to win a championship this year, so those expectations are not there.
Right.
But they do expect them to perform. Like,
At least to finish the game.
It's LeBron.
How are they not performing? I know you're all about the wins and losses, but LeBron is literally walking these young guys through situations that they're going to need to be professionals at to win playoff games later on.
Yeah, I agree, but LeBron got to hit those free throws.
Yeah.
LeBron has to hit those free throws. I know Luke Walton and LeBron, they were very pissed about the lack of free throw opportunities they had compared to the opposition over the last 2 games. But at the same time,
Yeah, but you can't whine about that. Like, sometimes you get called, sometimes you don't.
You don't. But you can talk about free throw opportunities, but he had 2.
Right. And make them.
He had the
Make
game
him.
winner too.
Yeah.
That he obviously get into overtime. That was a huge moment.
Yeah,
Now we're at the point where we're used to seeing that, and obviously he is as well. Missing that game winning shot too. When you talking about him and as a baller, right away from the cherry stripe, that was when I was expecting him to just shut everybody up, and then we can take these losses earlier on though.
But that's what I'm telling you. Just check out the lack of, the massive amount of scrutiny he's getting for the 3rd game. That's why I'm saying, like, if he doesn't get a championship here in LA, look, this year is an evaluation period. We get that. We understand that. But he got 3 more years after this.
No. This is Miami. This is Miami 2.0. The only difference is when it came to Miami, all of Miami was like, hell yeah.
I agree with you.
We got you. And in LA, it's not the case. Now, I personally don't understand it because I don't know what the the Lakers have done in the past couple of years that makes them feel entitled to do that.
It's the history.
Yeah, LeBron, as great as LeBron is and as big as LeBron is, he still is not bigger than the Lakers. And Lakers fans are reminding him
and that is the difference. That's the difference between Miami and Cleveland when he was with an organization like the Heat, who's my team, but still, I can keep it real. The Lakers are a bigger organization than the Heat, and of course, bigger than the Cavaliers. So the pressure and scrutiny is going to be more. Like, and this is LA. You gotta.
This is crazy.
Every game is going to be like this. Every single game. What did you say on the herd? People are going to start freaking out if they lose against the Suns. They're going to freak out. Think of how we're talking about it after 3 games. 4 games they lose to the Suns. People are going to lose their minds. Trade everybody. It's going to be absolute mayhem.
Check this out. So I was talking to Colin outside the show, and now LeBron's over on the West Coast. Before, when you had these big primetime TV games, you open it up with Cleveland over there.
Right.
And then you follow it up with a Golden State game.
Right.
So now that you got LeBron over here going the same time as Golden State, who does the networks choose to show? Is it LA or Golden State? I will say it's LA Lakers, that is, regardless of if they're successful or not. Because if the Lakers are winning, it's great. If the Lakers are losing, it's great too because LeBron James provides drama.
Yeah.
It provides so much drama and so much electricity, whatever. It provides.
And I think there's a little bit of Golden State fatigue too.
That's a good point. That's a good point as well.
People may just prefer to see the Lakers as opposed to having to watch
Don't put another
the
game on
Warriors
TV.
on every late West Coast game.
Outside of Christmas Day for Golden State. Honestly.
I mean,
I can read the stat score. I've seen these people play the exact same way. When Boogie Cousins starts playing, then show me what the Warriors look like.
I kind of agree with you. Right? I can't really argue with that. Okay, so the brawl obviously was a huge deal. Were you at the game?
I was not. I chose to go home because I got LeBron fatigue because I was in Portland
Oh, okay.
for that game.
Well, okay.
I chose to go.
But you
Take a
heard
little
there was a
LeBron
little
break.
fight. You heard there was a little fight.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah. Okay, so my whole opinion about the fight is it is what it is. But there's like some underlying elements to why this happened. Like, I don't think that this was just a spur of the moment thing with Rondo and Chris Paul. Do you know anything about that?
Well, look. So no, there've always been bad blood between those two for a long time. And look, I want to shed some light on what I feel started this whole thing. And we're talking about Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo. But look, the league, when I talk about the league, I'm talking about players and coaches and some executives are getting highly frustrated with the way James Harden is being officiated. Brandon Ingram, look at that play that sent the whole thing up by storm.
Right.
James Harden initiating the contact, bumped Ingram. Ingram gets called for the foul, so he's pissed at that. Then he's pissed at the fact that he almost get tapped all the way into the front row of the stands. And so James Harden happens to come up, walk by him, and he pushes him, which is out of character for Brandon Ingram.
Right.
And so that's what started the whole thing. But what's going on is I've talked to multiple players. Players are getting irritated with the fact that James Harden is already a great player, but he's also getting allowed to take 2 more steps after the 2 steps that's allowed, and he's hooking people, and he's initiating contact, and nothing's going on. Something similar like the NFL, where they're protecting the quarterback,
right?
Allowing the quarterback. Right now, they're protecting the offense player. Draymond Green said something like this last night, where there's more emphasis on allowing these offensive players to just do more. And so, even though I know that probably didn't have a lot to do with Rondo and Chris Paul throwing at each other, but that's what started the whole thing.
Yeah, that was the genesis of the fight.
That was it.
So what is the NBA headed to whoever gets officiated less wins the MVP that year?
Well, the NBA wants more scoring. They want more offense. If you look at, what is it, the average team is scoring 112 points or something? 113.
Yeah.
So they're like, they want more scoring. It's the same thing that's happening in the NFL.
That's
You're
the
right
reason
about
why they changed the rule to offense rebounds. The shot clock doesn't go back to 24, go back to 14. So they want you to keep.
Yeah, they want to pick up pace of play.
Right. And so
So another team that is not doing the winning is OKC. Now, obviously, Westbrook, he had his knee scoped or whatever, so he had some things going on. I happen to be a big supporter of Westbrook because I find him entertaining. Now, he hasn't done the winning quite yet, which I'm going to need him to do, but I don't know if that's going to happen this year. So,
Or
how
any
many?
year.
You said it, not me.
Yeah. I mean, so what's your opinion of the Thunder this year?
Me?
Yes,
Or-
you.
The Thunder. Yes, of the Thunder.
You.
Look, man, this West really, to me, it's a 2-team race. It's Golden State in the West, Golden State and Houston. And I'm a little bit down on Houston because I think they allow some players to go that I felt like who were excellent for that core. But with that being said, Westbrook, trying to figure out how I'm going to say this.
Okay, you got the words now. Drop the beat out, you got to listen.
So, there are certain players who don't like playing with ball dominant guys. LeBron James at times can be a player that people don't like playing with because he holds the ball a lot. Chris Paul is like that. Westbrook is like that. Guys who hold the ball for 18 of the 24 seconds and making sure that their passes lead to direct assists.
Right.
And not giving it to somebody else to get a hockey assist. So that gets irritating. But at the same time, Westbrook is a phenomenal player. To me, he's a top 6 player in this league. But he has yet to prove that he's a winner, or he has yet to prove that he knows how to make winning plays. And until he grasps that, they will continue to be exciting. He will continue to be exciting, but his team will still be irrelevant when it comes to contending teams.
Yeah, I don't think that's unfair. I find Russell Westbrook to be.
I held back.
You held back.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to.
He
You really
lost
don't.
to the Utah Jazz last year in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Like, that was the MVP.
Yeah.
The previous, that is insane.
He also averaged a triple-double, so he deserved to be the MVP.
I'm trying to make sure my brother stay. He's a big Westbrook fan. I'm trying to make sure he stays, but I don't want to bomb rush you from the back.
I mean, it's the same thing. When we saw them play pickup game, when we saw them
Yeah, at UCLA.
play pickup, we saw the same inconsistencies in the games in the pickup game as well. Westbrook spent a lot of time on the floor after finishing shots. Did he not? When we watched play pickup, we saw Harden. I'm not. It's the same game. It's the same game, and I don't think Westbrook is in a position to ever win a bit. Like,
in order for him to win
it's
on a
too
big,
important for him
on a
to
big
score.
scale, he has to. I mean, I think like he has a piece now, and Paul George. Obviously, they have pieces around him. I feel like he needs to be more of a facilitator than he is a scorer, and I just don't know if that's part of his game. All right, so the East. I'm a little nervous about Toronto. So I picked Boston to go to the finals, but I mean, I feel like everyone forgot Kawhi Leonard's really fucking good at basketball.
I forgot.
the chair.
I forgot. No, I mean, look, man. Look, I don't want to overreact. It's only, 3 or 4 games in. Toronto looks good. Kawhi looks good. I was always kind of hesitant to go out there and just truly embrace Kawhi because I felt like, look, a lot of players in San Antonio, when you play in that system, the game is modified. You don't have to do too much. Like, there's not a lot of pick and roll opportunities outside of the point guard position that other guys get to do. Kawhi didn't have to do much over there. So in Toronto, his game is expanded, and I was wondering, like, okay, is he a system player or can he go out there and do that against anybody? Yeah, he's proven he can do that against anybody, any system. So if health, look, I'm still going with Boston. I'm still saying Boston, even though they started, they're 2-2 right now. But Toronto's looking scary, man. And if they continue if they go into this season, go into the postseason as a number 1 seed, boy, they have a good shot. They're going to do all they can to keep him.
Look, Kawhi is the best player in the East. He is. He's the best player in the East.
You can't say that.
Yes, I can. I just did.
Think about that.
Yes, I can. I just did.
Joe, let's think about that real quick. You got Kyrie out there. You got
Kyrie's very good.
You might be right.
I am right.
Oh no, Greek freak.
Oh, Greek.
Hold on. He's very good. Kawhi is the best player in the East. At me, bro. He's the best player in the East. Who's better? There are guys who are close. But Kawhi Leonard's better.
So if you're starting,
this is like your brain is frozen right now, trying to process it.
But
I'm right.
That guy right there. So if you're starting a team today, and you had to pick between Kawhi and Giannis,
I'm taking Kawhi.
No, I'm taking Giannis.
I'm taking Kawhi for sure.
I'm taking Giannis.
100%.
I'm taking Kawhi only because I can't wrap my mind around why Giannis is so good, so I don't know how to build around him.
And I like Giannis.
It seems like you can build around Kawhi because you know what he brings to the table.
But Kawhi is the best player in the East, and that's no disrespect to anyone who plays in the East.
I'll give you that.
He's just the best.
I'll give you that.
And I think what's happening with Toronto, and I'm certainly guilty of this, is I've never trusted Toronto because they're great regular season basketball. Congratulations on your regular season award. And then let's get to the playoffs and make something happen, and it's always the same thing.
Well, LeBron was there,
right? But they're different. But LeBron wasn't there with Kawhi. I don't know if it would have gone the same way.
Well, Toronto's best players at the time were a mixture of Kyle Lowry on some nights and DeMar DeRozan on other nights,
right?
And them combined couldn't even beat LeBron.
That's what I'm saying. It's a different situation now. So
now.
I don't want to get caught into that same trap of like I've been saying for years that the Raptors are just no good in playoffs because they're not the same team anymore.
They're not, but
and I'm not reacting to 3 games either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's keep in mind it's 3 games.
Kawhi Leonard
set out
plays for the Raptors now,
and he set out. But going back to Giannis and Kawhi, we have to be aware of Kawhi's injury history as well. Let's see if he's going to withstand the test of time.
Okay.
I mean, we got some time to say it, but I like it. I don't disagree with you, Joe.
I'm talking about playoff Kawhi.
No, but
Kawhi looks good now. They'll rest him throughout the season. I don't know. All I'm saying is I have faith in Kawhi. What's up with Melo? What are your thoughts on Melo so far?
I didn't like the move from the get go. Like I just didn't like the move.
You want to stay with the Hawks?
How long was he there? He about 5 minutes.
I don't know if he went. I didn't know he went. Passed by, went through Atlanta real quick.
I had a hot lunch.
Right.
You know, I love Carmelo as a person, man, but I really don't like many of the moves Houston made this offseason. Michael Carter Williams, what does he do for that? Carmelo was it? Who else there? Jeff Ennis. They got Trevor Ariza let him go, Mute let him go. Those are big 3D players.
I mean, they were a Chris Paul injury away from probably beating the Warriors.
They would have beat the Warriors.
On paper.
On paper, yes.
They would have beat the Warriors.
Yeah, no,
okay.
They would have. But I just don't. Look, if Carmelo, it looked like he's trying to embrace this 6-man role, but I'm gonna wait and see. Bro.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait and see.
You're being very
Okay, no.
You're being very
You
PC.
gotta answer this one. Because you said the West is it's a one-team race. You said 2, but it's a one-team race, right? So where does LeBron end up in his first year with the Lakers? Like, what's the finish line?
You asked me this before the season. I said I believe 5th or 6th.
Okay.
Right now,
You seen some stuff?
man. Right now, I'm gonna go 7th or 8th seed
What?
right now.
From what? From these 3 games?
From these 3 games, let me tell you.
I think they solidified themselves.
So as what?
As competitive enough in the West.
How can you solidify yourself without winning the game yet?
Because LeBron James. He's a GM. He's playing chess match.
And
he's trying to see where people are going to go.
Hey, and he's the lone reason why I even say they're going to make the playoffs.
Exactly.
He's the lone reason. But let me tell you something right now. I'm not sold on nobody outside of Kuzma, Josh Hart, Ingram a little bit. That's about it.
Okay, so here's a question. Why is Lance Stevenson playing so much?
Well, he's actually balling.
But he's playing so much.
But who else going to play aside from him?
I mean, I just feel like
good?
if you're going to be losing games, this is the time of the year where you should be messing with the lineup a little bit. Like, why is Beasley not getting in there for a few minutes?
You don't think Lance Stevenson playing so much is messing with the lineup real quick?
I mean, that's kind of, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like LeBron is literally doing his dubs right now, and we're trying to analyze his chess moves. We don't even know what he's doing. We don't know.
We know you need shooters. Like, isn't that what you brought Beasley there for? I mean, I'm not just campaigning just for Beasley, but I just feel like Lance Stevenson's getting a lot of minutes.
We still haven't seen Mud play together, have we? The Mud lineup.
You know, really, if we're being brutally honest,
that's what we are doing.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk to us.
On that roster, there's only 6 players, probably about 6 that should play anyway. Period.
6?
Only about 6.
In the NBA or with LeBron?
No, on that Lakers squad.
Okay.
And right now, what I've seen after 3 games, it should be a 6-man rotation. And on some nights, don't even bring the bench in. Just start the 5. But I tell you right now, and I love KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Do you?
But it's time to bring it's time to bring that boy Josh Hart up in that start lineup. It's
no, I agree with that.
Yeah. It's time.
He's earned it.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah. After what I've seen enough. 3 games is enough. Yeah. That boy's a baller. He's legit. Put him in there. Let's see what. But Joy, you take Lance out. Who else you putting in?
I just feel like you need to. I'm not saying take Lance out. I'm just saying mess with the lineup a little bit more. Like I feel like Lance is getting. He's not playing badly. It's
this
just like,
roster is messed with. The roster construction is messed with. We all knew this. That's why most people laugh when they seen all these JaVale, Lance getting together and Beasley. We all laugh. We know it's a messed with roster. It's being messed with right now.
The entire NBA, including the Lakers, are auditioning. Yeah, no, we're back. I got right there. It was just the lean, the weight thing.
I feel like we brought in like the little kids chair. Like you know how like the daycares have like the baby toilets. We brought like the little kids chair. For you.
Listen, I'm a little low. This is mini me right now. Listen, the Lakers right now are auditioning to stay on that team, right? Is that possible?
Yeah, sure.
And then also other players in the NBA are auditioning to get on the Lakers. Either this season or next season.
Yes.
So this whole incubation period of like whatever experiment we're watching is all fun to talk about. But guess what? The Lakers are way more exciting right now than they were when. What were they? The first 3 games last year? I don't even know. It doesn't even matter.
No, it's definitely.
I mean, I'm here. I'm here. Thank you, LeBron.
Right.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, see, exactly.
Sure, I'm here. Win or lose, I'm here in Los Angeles.
Palm trees.
Exactly.
I gotta watch. I go to Staples Center later on.
Man.
Watch LeBron play.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Now that you've done the
Appreciate
podcast, next time we expect you to come in with no holding back. Sorry, brother, if you're the reason why he's not unleashing. Because he don't want to keep around.
I'll
real
get it
about
good
Westbrook.
next time. Let me get loosened up.
Yeah, loosened up.
I feel like I gotta get out this attire, man.
Bring another fit next time you come.
No, for sure.
If you want to. If not, it's fine. We don't mind being underdressed. That's what we do. But we appreciate you coming in.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Appreciate it.